Hey, what's up guys? It's Jeff from Wunderdog Sports, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 4 teams that I think are going to underperform this NFL season. These 4 teams had a good or great 2017 campaign, but I feel they're headed downhill in 2018. Before I jump into that, did you know that the NFL is by far my best sport? I've been professionally handicapping the NFL for 17 years, and I have won in 12 of the 17 seasons overall. Last year, I finished 26 games over 500 for over $2,000 in profit for $100 players. The season before, I went 25 games over 500 for nearly $2,400 in profit. And in 2015, 3 years ago, I was 35 games over 500 for over $3,000 in profit. Overall, if you take the last 3 seasons combined, 86 games over 500 for over $7,500 in profit. That's a 76% return on bankroll. Over the 17 seasons that I've been doing this all time, I'm up over $17,000. Now, how about the preseason? Don't think it's predictable? I beg to differ. Last year in the NFL preseason, I went 41-21 for nearly $2,300 in profit for $100 players. And over the last 4 years in the preseason, I have won all 4 of those years. I'm 110-69. That's 62% for over $3,800 in profit. My NFL season package is available now at early bird pricing over at Wunderdog.com. Okay, let's get into the 4 teams that I think are going to take a step back in 2018. The first team we're going to look at is the Buffalo Bills. The Bills ended a 17-year postseason drought last year to make the playoffs with a winning record. However, they were outscored by 57 points on the year and were frankly quite lucky to win 9 games. And they've regressed this offseason. How have things changed? Let me count the ways. The Bills traded their starting quarterback, changed offensive coordinators, lost 2 starting offensive linemen to retirement, and allowed 2 defensive starters to walk. That's not the way to improve a mediocre team. It's as if the front office felt ending that drought was the goal, and now they can rebuild. QB Tyrod Taylor was steady last season with 14 TDs to just 4 interceptions. And he was their second leading rusher with 427 yards. Now he's gone. Instead, Buffalo has a trio of unknown or below average quarterbacks in AJ McCarron, Nathan Peterman, and rookie Josh Allen. McCarron has played 11 games the last 3 years, while Peterman has 2 TDs and 5 picks in his career. The offensive line has battles for starting jobs at every position except left tackle, while wide receivers Kelvin Benjamin and Zay Jones have injury and production questions dogging them. The Bills have a new offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll, coming over from Alabama. His previous 3 stints in the NFL as an offense coordinator were with the Browns, Dolphins, and Chiefs, where his offenses ranked number 32, 29, 20, and 24. Good luck to the Bills' offense this season. On defense, Buffalo ranked 26th in total yards allowed in 2017, and they allowed middle linebacker Preston Brown to sign with the Bengals. Last season, Brown led Buffalo with 144 tackles, leaving a hole at a spot where he had played almost every snap since being drafted in 2014. The Bills had just 27 sacks while the offensive line allowed 47. For 2018, the Bills look worse on both sides of the line. They have a new offensive coordinator with a poor track record and the least experience at quarterback of any team in the NFL. Buffalo fans should be thinking, good luck with the rebuild. We'll check back in 4 years. The second team I think that's going to regress this season is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The The Steelers were tied for first with the best record in the NFL last season, 13-3. Then they went bust in the playoffs with a stunning home loss to Jacksonville, giving up 45 points. Instead of adding needed parts to take a step up, there are some cracks in the foundation. When healthy, Steelers QB Ben Roethlisberger is one of the best in the business. But he is 36 years old and has taken a lot of hits as he begins his 15th season. And last season, he made it clear he's starting to think seriously about getting out of this game. In the last 9 years, only twice has he played all 16 regular season games. The backup quarterback situation, if called upon, is unimpressive, with young Landry Jones and rookie Mason Randolph. The loss of wide receiver Martavius Bryant with over 600 yards last season hurts, as it could diminish the passing lanes open to Antonio Brown. They are essentially replacing Bryant with rookie wide receiver James Washington, but how he fits in is a complete unknown. Then there's star running back Le'Veon Bell, obviously a top talent in the NFL and a dual threat. But he has endured an unhappy offseason, failing to come to a deal while getting saddled with the franchise tag. Bell's plan is to miss training camp, but be ready for the regular season. It appears he'll be finished in Pittsburgh after this year. Even Roethlisberger steamed in public about this team's drafting a successor in QB Rudolph, so it hasn't been a happy offseason for some of Pittsburgh's biggest guns. On defense, linebacker Ryan Shazier won't be ready to play in 2018. The Steelers passed on top free agent linebackers in favor of a discounted option, John Bostic, an unimpressive signee in my humble opinion. It was surprising Pittsburgh skipped the position altogether with their 7 draft picks, so they have not addressed replacing Shazier. For a team expected by many to contend for a Super Bowl, the offseason has produced more head-scratching and question marks than upgrading missing pieces. Look for the Steelers to come back down to earth this year. Okay, on to my third team that I feel will likely disappoint in 2018, the Carolina Panthers. 3 years ago, Carolina was flying high, taking a 17-1 record into the Super Bowl as favorites against Denver. But the bubble burst as they imploded in that game. Counting that loss, the Panthers have gone 17-17 since, including 0-2 in the postseason. They made the playoffs last year, but exited quickly, allowing 417 yards in a 31-26 defeat to New Orleans. Talk in camp is about making another Super Bowl run this year, but there are key changes that could derail their high expectations. They bring in Norv Turner as the new offensive coordinator, but the last 11 years his offenses with the 49ers, the Browns, Chargers, and Vikings had rankings of total yards of number 26th, 20th, 11th, 10th, 17th, 31st, 27th, 29th, and 28th in 9 of those seasons. Not exactly a sizzling run. Turner inherits QB Cam Newton, but the big challenge will be to run his new playbook behind an offensive line thin on talent. Carolina ranked number 19th in total yards last season and just 28th in passing yards. The O-line lost its best player in guard Andrew Norwell to free agency. The front office blew it by not placing a franchise tag on Norwell, nor offering him any sort of public deal. So, Carolina failed to secure one of the most reliable, consistent guards in their history. The Panthers lacked speed in their wide receiver corps in 2017. So they bring in Torrey Smith, who hasn't produced much as a starting wide receiver in years. On defense, the line moves sideways, adding defensive tackle Dontari Poe, but losing Star Lotulelei. They also lost their best cornerback in Darryl Worley and failed to sign cornerback Bashard Breeland. In addition, linebacker Thomas Davis has been suspended for the first 4 games of the season, so the Panthers' linebacking group is weaker and more vulnerable. In a competitive division like the NFC South, Carolina appears to have taken a step back. Look for them to drop in a big way from their 11 wins last season. Okay, the final team I'm going to talk about today is the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals were 8-8 last season, but they were outscored by 64 points on the year. Only the 3-13 Giants were worse in the NFC. Arizona ranked 22nd in passing yards and 30th in rushing behind a weak offensive line that averaged just 86.6 yards per game on the ground. Their quarterbacks were sacked 52 times through a combined 21 TDs to 18 picks, while their top two running backs averaged just 3.5 and 3.6 yards per carry. Needless to say, they had a lot of problems to address this offseason, and not just on the field. Cardinals general manager Steve Keim was arrested on an extreme DUI charge July 4th, and tight end Ricky Seals-Jones was arrested on 3 charges after a brawl. The Cardinals have a slew of changes, a combination of unknowns, and unprecedented moves. Of course, this team also lost head coach Bruce Arians and quarterback Carson Palmer. New coach Steve Wilks has not been a head coach since he took the helm at Savannah State in 1999, where he coached just 1 season and had a losing record. He's been an assistant since 2006 with the Bears, Chargers, and Panthers. He may turn out to be a fine head coach, but for now there are huge question marks as he steps into the lead role. Mike McCoy is the new offensive coordinator, while Al Holcomb comes over from Carolina as the defensive coordinator. No one knows who the quarterback will be. Will it be off-injured Sam Bradford, rookie Josh Rosen, or journeyman Mike Lennon? Who knows? Wilks, a defensive guy, says he wants a strong running game, but they are building a ground attack from scratch. Larry Fitzgerald is back for possibly his last season, but the Cards lost both wide receivers John and Jaron Brown. Arizona is replacing them with rookie second-round pick Christian Kirk and wide receiver Bryce Butler, previously just a role player with the Cowboys. The defense lost star safety Tyrann Mathieu, cornerback Tramon Williams, linebacker Carlos Dansby, safety Tyvon Branch, plus defensive linemen Josh Morrow and Xavier Williams. Dansby, Mathieu, and Branch were number 1, 3, and 5 on the team in tackles. Many NFL experts view the 2018 Arizona Cardinals roster as the weakest in the division, and it's easy to see why. It was a bit of a hoax that Arizona avoided a losing record last year, and a fate they probably can't avoid this season. I look for Arizona to have a pretty horrible 2018 campaign. Okay, well that's it for my 4 teams that I expect to regress in 2018. Next week, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the 4 teams that I think are going to overperform this coming season. Remember, my early bird NFL package and preseason package is available now over at Wunderdog.com. Good luck to you.